I am making eggplant parmesan. I'm drying the eggplant after I peeled it, sliced it, and salted it. I let it sit for 15 minutes to bring out the water. Now I'm just drying it on some tea towels. Then I'll fry it in some hot oil till it just slightly gets brown, and then we're going to start the layering process.
So Mary, now what are you doing?
This is the process of putting the eggplant in the hot oil, and it's not smoking, but it's hot, just to brown it slightly, and then I'll drain it on this brown paper over here, a paper bag that Bob has nicely cut out for me, and we'll just kind of make sure that they get a little bit brown, not crispy, but just brown.
All right, Mary, now what exactly are you doing?
I'm layering the eggplant first in the casserole dish, and then I will add tomato sauce, and I will add mozzarella cheese, and I will add some Parmesan cheese and a little oregano and some basil, and then I'll repeat that layer again.
So this tomato sauce has been cooking all day, is that right?
This tomato sauce, yes, is actually one that I made from almost scratch, if you can count canned tomatoes as scratch, but it has a little bit of onion and some garlic, and also some red pepper flakes, and some salt and pepper, a little oregano, and a little bit of white wine. And it's simmered together today, and that's what we're using as our tomato sauce.
So this is the thin layer?
This is the thin layer of tomato sauce over the Parmesan slices.
Over the eggplant slices.
Yeah, that.
And what kind of cheese is this now?
This is mozzarella that I'm kind of tearing into walnut size, well, close to walnut size pieces if I can. I'm just kind of putting that all over. We've had it at room temperature all day so that some of the moisture would drain out and it wouldn't add moisture to our dish. So we'll use about, since I'm making more than the recipe calls for, I'll use about 1.5 large balls of the mozzarella per layer.
Well, there's some walnuts.
They are some walnuts, aren't they? I may have enough here, we'll see. We'll use a little bit more, just because we have it. And a little extra mozzarella never hurt anybody. Now a layer of freshly grated Parmigiano cheese. Says a thin layer. I don't know what the definition of thin is exactly, but I love Parmesan, so I'll put it to my taste. Now we're going to put on some fresh basil leaves, probably about 10 leaves for this dish. This is a larger size dish, so we'll put about 10 leaves of fresh basil in here. Just use them whole, break them off, and put them in. Dried, if you don't have the fresh, let's use the controlled sprinkle. So we just sprinkle a little bit of that on. And then we'll do this over again. Starting with the eggplant. Second layer of eggplant, another layer of tomato sauce. underneath that layer. Good walnut sized pieces. A layer of Parmesan. More basil. That looks good, and a little bit more oregano. Oops, put the cover back on, just to use the sprinkle. Press those down in a little bit. That's good. We're going to drizzle a little olive oil over everything and we'll be done. Drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. And we're good.
Okay, Mary, this is the final product ready for the oven. How long does it have to be in the oven and at what temperature?
The final product goes in the oven for probably about 30 minutes for this size pan, and it'll be in at about 375.
Thanks, looks great.